Hi there. Here is the first session of the preparatory phase. It is a core session. If this is your very first time doing this session or this type of session, then do what you can. Don't push yourself out of your comfort zone too much. There are 30 seconds for each exercise. If you need a rest in between, then do so. 10 seconds, 5 seconds rest, 10 seconds, 5 second rest. It's just do what you can and enjoy.
Gillian here. Right, if you've got your foam roller as well, just keep that handy for the warm-up really. Okay, so we're just going to get into our kneeling position in that 90-90, but try to put your left leg at, if you imagine the clock, put it at 10:30. So 10:30, and we'll just lean on the foam roller to do this bit. So just making sure that you can lean forwards like this with your knee going over your toes, but keeping your heel on the floor. So we're just checking out the mobility of the ankle, but also putting tension into the hip capsule there. Okay, so happy with that. We're going to grab the foam roller and we're going to bring these arms away from the knee, like so. So we'll do 10 of these. 2, 3, I'm starting my 1, 4, 5, 6, keeping your head forward, facing forward, your face facing forward. Lost count. 9 and 10. And then we'll go on to the other side. So this knee now, the right knee should be at 2:30 on the face of a clock. Just checking that you can quite easily take that knee over the toes, keeping the heels on the floor. Just checking out that mobility and feeling that tension in the hips. And then grab the foam roller and do the same on that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one, 10. That's great. So that can just be parked a little bit for the time being. Keep kneeling, and we're going into that lateral half kneeling position. So keeping the foot on the floor, so even the pinky toe on the floor. We're going to reach forward with our hands and push the hips back. So hips go back, and then we're just going to bring them up forward. So push the hips back and reach out with those hands as far as you can. So putting the chest to the floor if you can. 3, 4, we're just going to do 5 on this side, and 5, and then back up, and we'll do the other side. So making sure the whole of the foot stays on the floor. The foot should be parallel with the edge of the mat, so it should be, your big toe should be feeling like it's poking in a little bit, and then reach forwards, hips back, and again, reach as far forward as you can, hips go back, and then back to center. So 3, 4, last one, and 5. Okie dokie, and then back to kneeling here. We're just going to go onto our bottoms this time, getting into that 90-90 position, but seated, so you should be on your left buttock. The left knee should be out in front, down the center, and then the right knee should be at a 90-degree angle to the front one. We're just going to touch the floor with our hands and then lower the chest as low as you can to the ground. So do 5 of these again. 2, 3, 4, just that is as low as comfortable for you. 5, and then we will swap sides. So same again on this side, just making sure that that right knee is directly down the center, and then that left knee is at a 90-degree angle, and then again lower into the ground as best you can. 2, 3. So we're trying not to kind of rely on our hands to support the body. 4 and 5, or even to bring yourself up. Okay, we'll go back to that lateral half kneeling. Just bring in the upper body a little bit now. So reaching forward, hips back. We're going to reach up to the ceiling with your left hand. So left leg is out, left hand up to the ceiling, and then thread the needle, lowering the body to the floor. And again, we'll do 5 of these again. So lowering that shoulder, reaching forward, or sideways. 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. And then we will swap sides. So opposite leg out, so right leg out in front, reaching forwards with those hands, right arm up to the ceiling, thread the needle, and trying to put the shoulder on the ground. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's good. Okay, and we will actually just get into this 90-90 position again. On our knees a lot this morning, sorry. And we're just going to do some shifting. So trying to shift, if we've got the right leg, the right knee on the floor, we're going to shift the hips out. So you can feel that in the IT band and the TFL. So push the hips out, push the hips out. Yeah, so we're all good with that. You can see that maybe the body wants to go the opposite direction. So if you're comfortable, grab that foam roller again, and we're going to actually bend in the opposite direction. So the right knee, the right hip shifts outwards, and then you bend in the, so the foam roller goes to the left. Okay, so you should then bring in, stretching down the side of the body. You should feel that. So keep the head in line with the spine. My head moves, if you can see, it's kind of tilting on its side as I bend. Okay, so that's about 5. And then we will swap over and do the other side. So we'll just make sure that we're shifted okay. So just shift the left hip now, out, and then back to centre, out, and back to centre. So you can feel that nice around the hip capsule itself. And then grab that foam roller, and we'll just do 5 little extra bends here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okie dokie, well done. Right, we will stand up. Give those knees a little bit of a break. Shake those legs out. We are ready to start the session now. So we're going to start with an ISO ABDO Hold, which might not mean anything for you guys, which is fine. We're lying on our back. This is okay for you. And we're just going to be in that kind of dead bug position. And we're pushing against the knee and the hand. So make sure that our back is into the floor, hips are flat. So find that neutral spine. And then hips and legs go up. And we're going to do one at a time. So we're going to push into one knee with one hand. And then we're going to swap over it and push into one knee with one hand. Yeah, so you could do it absolutely like this if you wanted to, or just stay in this position and do one. Okay? So we'll do 30 seconds of that, 5 seconds on each side, if that makes sense. We're going to go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I'm going to do opposite hand, opposite leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then swap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then swap. And then swap. And just keep going till that 30 seconds is up. And then swap. And rest. So the core muscles are all working hard there in the stomach. I like just not moving, but right. We've got 15 seconds rest and we're going again. Let's go. Sorry, talking gibberish. 3, 4, 5, and rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that back on the floor. 4 and 5 and rest. Rest. So we now have 30 seconds. I'll explain the next one. Okay, so last few weeks we've been doing the side bridge, where we've got the box or the bed or a chair, and we've got the leg resting on it. We're in the side plank. So we're going to do a little progression from that. We're going to keep the knee on there. We're going to keep in that side plank. We're just going to drop the hip and back. Okay. I'm going to just pause it whilst everybody gets that ready. So, sorry, didn't mention the box, did I? So a chair or the edge of your bed or a sofa, anything. Okay, are we ready? We're going to go. So we're doing it twice again, but through each side. So we'll do one side, 15 seconds rest, the same side, and then we'll repeat, but on the other side. So we're dropping the bottom to the floor, or if that's too much, then just hold it. And rest there. So the adductors are working in this one. If the knee, if you're finding that too easy, then straighten that leg and just put the ankle on the box. Right, we're ready, going the same side. Let's go. So same again. Dropping the hip to the floor and lifting up, or just keeping that position. Keep breathing. Those adductors, if you've not been to these sessions at all, then you might want to cut it down a little bit, and that's fine. 2 and rest. Whew. Right, so we're now going to the other side. So instead of me turning around, I'm just going to move my box. We have 30 seconds between. So on the sheet there are 10 exercises. We might not get all of them done in the session, but we will do some of them, and we'll do different ones each week. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So same again, but on the other side. Drop the hip to the floor if you can. If not, just keep the position isometrical. So keeping it as an iso hold, like the previous exercise. 3, 2, and rest. 15 seconds rest. Okay, we're going 7 seconds. So we only have 15 seconds rest, which isn't very much. Ready? Let's go again. So dropping that bottom to the ground. Feel it in your adductors. They're working really hard on this. So with this preparatory phase, we're just literally doing lots of exercises, lots of reps, trying to get the body prepared for heavier weights and then also for more dynamic moves. Rest there. Oof. 30 seconds rest. Okay, I know we're going to do donkey kicks now, so on all fours. Just move this out of the way. So we're going on into all fours, and we're doing donkey kicks, which we have done before, but this time it's with a straight leg. So one leg is going up, so from bent to straight, trying to keep the back flat. Yeah, so keep the belly button drawn in, keep that nice flat back, and we're trying to get the legs straight, but don't arch the back by trying too hard. Okay, I've kind of gone over my time there. It's all right, it's okay. We'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So don't go as high as you can because your back might start arching. So, but it's going from a bent to a straightish. Might not be very straight, but you're going directly up to the ceiling. So we'll do one side and then the other. Keep the chin in, looking at the floor with the head. So it's a neutral position. You can do this with a band, but for today, oof, and rest. Right, so 15 seconds rest and then we'll go again, but on the other side. Give that a little bit of a break. Ready? Let's go. So the other side now. So working the glutes, the hamstrings. Keep that neutral spine. If you can feel your back arching, then don't kick as high. 2, and rest there. Oof. And then we'll do both sides again. We might not get even halfway through the exercises today. Right, we ready? Same again on the other side. Let's go. So yeah, like I said, we can do this with a band, maybe next week. Keep that back nice and straight. Keep the head in. So chin tucked in and the eyes looking at the floor. You can turn that foot slightly outwards if you're not feeling it so much in your glute. Okay, rest there. And then we will have 15 seconds. And then go again. Going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I keep saying this. We shut up, Rianne. We've got our back straight. Nearly there. 5 seconds. And rest. Well done. Give your buttock a little massage there. Okay, so we're now going into a plank. No. Let's hold that a second. We will go into the back extensions. So on the exercise ball, if you have it, and we're going to put our feet on the wall behind, and we're going to try, so holding on to the feet with the wall with the feet, and we're just going to lower the body and lift up. Now you can hold it there, just hold it for the whole 30 seconds, or a little bit more dynamic by lifting it up. So for this week, we're going to hold it. Next week we can start being more dynamic. If you don't have a ball, you can do this on the floor. Same thing, just keeping the chin down and looking at the floor and lifting up off the floor. And if you've got a bump, you can't do this one. You can do a different exercise if you have a pregnancy bump. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. Press play. Squeeze the glutes together. We're going to hold it here. So you don't want to hold it hyperextension. You want your shoulders going in a nice straight line all the way down to your heels. You do not want to be overarching that back. Look at the floor or slightly ahead of you. Squeeze the glutes. We're just holding it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. So lower. We'll do that one more time. Yes. Okay, we're ready. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're just holding it. If anyone came in now, we'd still be stood here in this position and think we've frozen. So keep the chin in. Don't reach out with your chin to make the neck in an odd position. Keep it nice and straight. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so that's the back extension. So we're trying to get all the parts of the core that we can. Right now we're going on to the plank leg lift. So in a plank position, remember if you can't hold a plank position, you can do it with on an elevated surface. So if you're doing it on a bench or a chair, so you're in the same position but slightly elevated, and that's fine. Just hold that. All we're doing with this one is in the plank position, and we're just going to raise the legs. Hold it for a few seconds and then lower. Hold it for a few seconds and lower. And so on. Okay? Are we ready? Let's go. 2, 3, and then lower. So a nice hold and lower. Keep the bottom low and rest. So 15 seconds and we'll go again. Ready? Let's go. So final one of these. Nice straight line from shoulders to heels. Keep the hips nice and high, not too high. And rest. So if this is your first session, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't lift my heel, I got off the floor. That's fine. If you stay in that plank position and don't lift, no problem for today. You will improve over the next few weeks. Okay, kneeling, yeah, we'll go on to kneeling Pallof. So if the swim cords are in the door at shoulder height when you're kneeling, okay? If you didn't get them in now, I'll just show you what we're doing whilst some people are. So you want to have some tension on the resistance bands or the swim cords, but you want to hold them in the centre of your chest with straight arms. So you feel the core engaging immediately, and you have to hold it there, literally just hold it there. Okay, and then we will swap sides, but we will do 2 on each. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. So you have to have resistance. If you haven't, then move further away from the anchor point. If it's too much, move closer to the anchor point. Just holding it there. That's all. If you need a break, you might want to bend and straighten, but otherwise let's just hold it there. 3, 2, and the rest. So we're going to switch sides and then come back to that side. I'm just going to move my mat so that I've got comfort under my knees. Are we ready? So other side now. Let's go. So I can't see you now. I'm trusting you're doing what we're meant to be doing. So looking straight ahead, keep your shoulders down. You don't want your shoulders up by your ears. Neutral spine. Tuck the tailbone under a little bit if need be. 2 and rest. Oof. Right, and we're going to repeat that. So these next 4 weeks of preparing the body, getting the body prepared so that we can cope with the next cycle. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds rest there. We've done 6 of the exercises. Right, we're going in 5, 3, 2, let's go. Hold that tension, straight arm. But remember, if it's getting a bit too much, just bend and straighten. Bend and straighten a few times if you need to. We need the exercise ball after this next round. 3, 2, and swap sides. Been on the knees a lot today, I feel. Okay, so we've got 7 seconds, go again. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hold in that position. Keep the elbows down, keep looking forwards. Breathe. Try and keep the whole body in neutral position. I just notice my hip pushing out a little bit there, so just notice that. Self-correct. 2, and rest. Well done. Right, so for the next one we're going to do the moguls, where we've got the ball and we've got knees on the ball and we're moving from side to side. If you don't have the ball, then you can do on the floor, on your back, knees, arms out to side, and you're just dropping your knees as close to the floor as is comfortable for you. So it might not be very far, it might be. If you've got the ball, which I have, so we're going to do the moguls on the ball, knees on the ball, in a plank position, bend the knees in, and we're going to roll from one side up and then to the other side and up. Okay, I'll get my timer. If we're ready, we will go. So you have to use your cords to make sure you don't overbalance. Don't go flying. And rest there. Oof. Same again. Little rest. Okay, ready? Let's go. Oof. And rest there. Well done. Very elegantly coming off the ball there, I think. Right, okay. I think we'll leave the exercises and we'll go on to a cool down now. We're 27 minutes in, so probably best to. There are a few other exercises on that list. If you wanted to do, the rest of them another time in the week, you can. Okie dokie. Let's just do a little cool down. So we'll stay on our stomachs here into that Sphinx pose. So elbows on the floor, stomach on the floor, just feel that stretch through the stomach. Push the toes into the ground, hands into the ground. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, and then we will go on to our knees. Keep the hands there, so into that puppy pose. Bottom in the air, relax the head, Deep breath into the lungs and out through the mouth. Okay, and then walk the hands to the knees, and then we will get into a founder. So feet hip width apart. We're gonna just, what am I doing? We will push the hips back, so slight bend in the knees, push the hips back, hands out to the side, bring them up in front of you. So you've got your fingers touching, elbows slightly lower and shoulders nice and low. Push into the fingers, push into the feet. We'll do 2 deep breaths here, so into the lungs, and try and keep that space between your ribs and your pelvis. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, and then pushing those hips back and hinging at the waist, we're going to drop those hands to the floor. So bring those hands out, walk those hands out, relax the head, relax the neck. 2 more deep breaths here. Okay, and we're just going to lift the toes of the right foot 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then toe tap on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring your hands to your knees, lift your body up, arms out to the side, and then straighten.